On this day in music history, June 13th. Music history is a living, breathing thing. It evolves, it reverberates through generations, and June 13th has had its fair share of moments that shape the soundtrack of our lives. The Rolling Stones fire Brian Jones. In a move that shocked the rock world, the Rolling Stones officially cut ties with founding member and multi-instrumentalist Brian Jones on this day in 1969. His contributions to the band's early sound were undeniable, from the slide guitar on Little Red Rooster to the haunting sitar on Paint It Black. But his struggles with substance abuse and conflicts with the band made collaboration impossible. Less than a month later, Jones was found dead in his swimming pool. The Stones carried on, but his absence was felt in every note that followed. Peter Frampton begins recording Frampton Comes Alive. On this day in 1975, Peter Frampton played the first of two nights at San Francisco's Winterland Ballroom, performances that would become the foundation for Frampton Comes Alive. The live album, released in 1976, catapulted Frampton to superstardom, featuring hits like Show Me the Way and Baby I Love Your Way. It remains one of the best-selling live albums of all time, proving that sometimes, the magic of a live performance can define an artist's career. The Blues Brothers take over the big screen. After setting Saturday Night Live on fire with their electrifying performances, the Blues Brothers, John Belushi, and Dan Aykroyd, brought their passion for rhythm and blues to Hollywood. The film The Blues Brothers premiered on June 13, 1980, turning their comedic tribute into one of the most legendary music movies of all time. Featuring appearances from blues and soul giants like Aretha Franklin, James Brown, and Ray Charles, the film wasn't just about laughs, it was a love letter to the genre itself. Billy Ray Cyrus begins his record-breaking run at number 1. Country music saw a seismic shift when Billy Ray Cyrus' debut album Some Gave All hit number 1 on the US charts on June 13, 1992. Fueled by the massive success of Achy Breaky Heart, the album stayed at the top for an astonishing 17 consecutive weeks, making history as the longest-running number 1 debut album ever. It wasn't just a country hit, it became a cultural phenomenon. Alanis Morissette unleashes Jagged Little Pill. Few albums capture an era quite like Jagged Little Pill. Released on June 13, 1995, Alanis Morissette's groundbreaking record turned her into an international phenomenon, fueled by raw honesty and biting lyrics. Tracks like You Ought to Know and Hand in My Pocket resonated deeply, offering an unfiltered look at heartbreak, independence, and self-discovery. The album sold over 30 million copies, proving that vulnerability and rage could be just as powerful as traditional pop hooks. Lorde drops Melodrama. Fast forward to June 13, 2017, Lorde followed up her stunning debut Pure Heroine with Melodrama, an album that captured the intensity of youth with cinematic beauty. Tracks like Green Light and Liability explored heartbreak and solitude with layered production and deeply personal lyrics. It wasn't just an evolution, it was an emotional gut punch that cemented Lorde as one of the most vital voices of modern pop. June 13th also includes a list of eclectic, notable birthdays including Richard M. Jones, 1892, jazz and blues pianist, songwriter, and producer known for Trouble in Mind and his work with Louis Armstrong. Slim Dusty, 1927, Australian country music icon, celebrated for his storytelling and timeless songs like A Pub with No Beer. Rivers Cuomo, 1970, frontman of Weezer, blending alternative rock with power pop while shaping the sound of 90s and 2000s alternative music. DJ Snake, 1986, French DJ and producer behind global hits like Turn Down for What and Lean On, helping define modern electronic music. June 13th has been a day of transformation, whether through groundbreaking live albums, genre-defining country hits, or alt-pop reinventions that speak to a new generation. Music history is never static, it's always moving, always evolving, and always giving us something to feel.